Good morning. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Today, we're going to be talking about how to gain control of emotional eating. So, I'm Kelsie Michaud, for those of you who don't know me, and I help people gain control of emotional eating to feel healthy and confident as they make peace with food and their body. I'm also available for complimentary consultations if you'd like to just jump on the phone for about 30 minutes and we can dive really deep into your own health and weight goals. And I can show you how I can take you from where you are now to where you'd like to go. So, talking about gaining control of emotional eating. So, sometimes the strongest food cravings hit you when you're just at your weakest point, especially emotionally. And you may end up just turning to food for comfort. And whether it's conscious or unconscious, when you're facing a difficult problem or feeling stressed or maybe just feeling bored, these are the times that this happens. So emotional eating can sabotage your weight loss efforts, and it can often lead to you end up eating too much. So especially too much of those higher type calorie foods, like the sweet and the fatty foods. And the one thing is, like, the good news is that if you're prone to emotional eating, you can take steps to regain control of your eating habits and then just get back on track with your weight loss goals. So I want to talk to you about how this mood, food, weight loss cycle actually works. So emotional eating, is eating as a way of just to suppress or even or soothe any negative emotions that are coming up for you. So you could be we feel stressed sometimes we get a little angry, maybe something out of fear that we might be feeling, just plain bored, or sometimes we get a little sad, and or even just lonely. Sometimes you might be feeling a little lonely, or even just the hassles of our day-to-day life. So all of these things can trigger our negative emotions that can end up leading to emotional eating and then sabotage your weight loss efforts, like I said. So some of these triggers might be like a conflict in your relationship. Maybe if you had an argument with somebody, could be a work stress, just plain tired. Maybe you're just exhausted. Financial pressures can definitely cause stress on us, and or if you have like health problems, any health issues going on, that can definitely stress you out too. So although some people will eat less when dealing with strong emotions, actually, like myself, I know when I get upset about something, I completely lose my appetite. But that is a form of emotional eating, because I don't like an emotion is making me not want to eat. It's affecting how I feel, and it's affecting how I deal with food. So maybe sometimes there's people, like myself, when you should be eating, you can't stomach it. You just can't do it. You just don't want to put anything in your mouth at that point. It's just you just don't have the appetite for it. So it can go both ways. It can go from one end of the spectrum to the next. But if you're in emotional distress, you might feel the need to turn to binge eating, where you quickly consume, whatever's convenient, whatever's easy to grab, and oftentimes you don't even enjoy it. So, believe it or not, your emotions can become so tied to your eating habits that you just automatically reach for a treat whenever you're angry or you're just stressed out, without even thinking about what you're doing. So another thing is that food also serves to us like as a distraction. So if you're worried about an upcoming event, or you're still upset over like a conflict or an argument you may have had, you may focus more on eating the comfort food instead of dealing with the actual situation that's going on for you. So whatever emotions, are driving you to overeat, the end result is always the same. So the effect is temporary. Hi, Carolina. How are you? Thanks for jumping on with me. So the effects are temporary because the emotions they come back, they always return, and you likely have to deal with that guilt about setting back your weight loss goals as well, adding on top of what you're already feeling. So this can cause just that unhealthy cycle, and your emotions trigger you to overeat. You beat yourself up, and then getting off your weight loss track is just so frustrating, and you feel bad, and then you overeat again. So let me know if this is resonating for you. Let me know if this is something that holds true for you, or something that you say, yeah, I think I do that, or I feel that way too. So how do we actually get back on track once we've gotten caught up in that crazy emotional eating cycle? Well, when your negative emotions are threatening to trigger your emotional eating, you can take steps to control these cravings. So I have some tips for you to help you stop this emotional eating. And number one is to keep a food diary. Write down what you eat and how much of it you're eating too. And also the time, like when you're eating. So, and write down how you're feeling as well, because, and how hungry you really are. And over time, you might see a pattern that comes out that almost like reveals itself with a connection between your mood and your food. And also, you can tame your stress. Try to tame your stress. And if stress is contributing to your emotional eating, then try some stress management techniques, such as, there's yoga, which is great, meditation, and there's great meditation apps out there like Headspace and Calm. And there's another one I'm thinking of that is actually free. I will look it up and I will actually post it for you. That's really awesome. And say even some deep breathing. Deep breathing is great to do, to stop for a moment. Even just do 3 deep breaths. That's that simple. It helps bring you to a little bit of a calmer space and not so stressed. And you want to have a hunger reality check. That's another one, because if you want to know, is your hunger physical or is it emotional? And if you ate just maybe a few hours ago and you don't have that grumbling or rumbling in your stomach, then you're probably not hungry. So give the craving some time to pass. Another one is get some support. You're more likely to give into emotional eating if you lack a really good support network. So lean on your family and your friends that will be there for you. Take advantage of that, or even joining support groups. There's so many great support groups, even on Facebook, because they're huge on groups now. So there's so many great groups out there and people we can talk to. And I'm here too. If you need to, get something out, something you want to talk about, something you want to get off your chest, or you are just confused about something or whatever, feel free to reach out. I'm here. And we want to try to fight boredom too, because I know boredom is huge right now. And instead of snacking when you're not hungry, try to distract yourself with something with a healthier behavior. So, take a walk. Go for even just a short little walk if you can. Watch a movie. Play with your cat. Play with your kids. Listen to some music that you really like. You can read a good book. I would give anything to sit down with a good book and just, sit and have some nice me time with a nice good book. Or go, even go on the internet. There's so much information and so much we can learn that's out there. And like I said, with getting support, you could call a friend if you're bored. And even now with Zoom and the technology we have, you can Zoom a friend and sit there and chat away and talk to them and pass the time rather than turning to food. And also, don't deprive yourself. This one is a huge one for me. So when you're trying to lose weight, you might limit calories too much, and you eat the same foods repeatedly, and you're trying to get away from any so-called treats that you keep calling off limits. Well, this may just serve to increase your food cravings, especially in response to your emotions. So you want to eat really satisfying amounts of a healthier food, and enjoy an occasional treat, and get plenty of variety to help curb your cravings. So you want to have don't, like, if you want to have a brownie in the middle of the day, have a brownie. It's okay, but don't have the whole pan. Have a brownie, have that treat, have a couple cookies, not a big deal. Because if you keep telling yourself these things are off limits, you're going to get to a point where you do binge on them, and then it's a big deal. Okay, so enjoy and allow yourself these things. Hi, Maria. Thanks for coming on. So that's why I always say don't deprive, because depriving always leads to binging. So just enjoy a little bit here and there, and that's okay. Hi, April. How are you? And my other one was take away the temptation to begin with. So if there's something that you know that is so tempting to you that you cannot stay away from, and you cannot just have a little bit, then you're better off not even putting it in the house to begin with. So, try not to keep those hard to resist comfort foods in your home. And if you feel hungry or you're not feeling in the best mood, postpone that trip to the grocery store maybe until you have your emotions, kind of in check and feeling better. So that way you're not prone to pick the things that you shouldn't be having in the house that you cannot control yourself around. If it's something you can control yourself around and you can just have a little bit, then yes, by all means, enjoy it, have a little bit of it. And then that will save you from binging later on. And you won't feel so deprived. And to me, nothing should be off limits. And by not having anything off limits, then you don't feel deprived. And when you don't feel deprived and you don't feel like something's off limits, then you really don't want it as much. It's funny how your brain will work, but that's what happens the minute we tell ourselves we can't have it, we want it more. So that's my point on not depriving. Don't deprive yourself. So, hi, Allie. How are you? Thank you for coming on. So, let's learn from, first, before I get to that one, snack healthy, healthy snacks. Make sure you're keeping those healthy snacks in the house. So like I just said, if you know there's something that you cannot stay away from, that you will binge on, that you cannot have just a couple, then, we want to keep those out of the house. But let's replace it with something that's a healthier option so that you can have more of the healthier option. Hi, Nan. So if you feel that urge to eat between meals, and you want to have a snack, let's try to make it a healthy one. So like some fresh fruit, some vegetables, some low-fat dip, some nuts, or even unbuttered popcorn, or just try lower-calorie versions of your favorite foods to see if that will help satisfy your craving. And if you're getting enough of the healthy snacks, like if you're getting enough of your healthy fats in and your lean proteins and your healthy carbs, your body is not going to feel the need to be looking for a snack because you'll be giving it what it needs and it's going to feel satisfied. Okay, so like I said, like the nuts and nut butters and avocado, healthy snack, like you can have a nice piece of avocado toast on a nice piece of whole grain toast with the avocado. So there's your healthy fat and your nice healthy carb, and pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Seeds are also a great fat. You can sprinkle them on a salad. You could sprinkle them, you could put them on anything. I sprinkle them in my yogurt. Yogurt is another great snack to have, nice low-fat yogurt, Greek yogurt, and I like it plain. I like the plain yogurt, and then I can doctor it up how I want, and I put some nice fresh fruit in there with some pumpkin seeds, cinnamon and flax seeds, chia seeds, nuts. You can throw some nice almonds in there, some walnuts, a nice healthy fat. So all of these foods are going to help keep you satisfied and satiated so that you're not feeling deprived and you're not feeling like you want to still continue to snack. So, and then if you do have a downfall, you want to learn from your setbacks. So if you have an episode of your emotional eating, remember to forgive yourself. It happened. Okay, let's move on. What did I learn from that? And start fresh the next day. So try to learn from the experience of what just happened and make a plan for how you can prevent it from happening in the future. So you really want to focus on your positive changes and all the little positive things that you're doing, because you're making these positive changes in your eating habits, and you need to give yourself credit for making those changes. That's what's going to lead to your better health in the future. So don't be so hard on yourself when you do have a downfall. It's okay. We're human. That happens, and it's okay. Pick yourself back up and get right back on that wagon, because the more times you pick yourself up, that's what's going to lead you to your success. Okay? And if you get to a point, like if you've tried, all this maybe self-help options, but you're still struggling to control emotional eating, consider booking yourself into one of my open spots for a complimentary consultation. We can chat and I can help you understand why you emotionally eat and learn coping skills that are just specifically for you within your life. So I hope you found these tips helpful, and if you think someone else may find them helpful, please feel free to share the video. And like I said, I am available for complimentary consultations. That's where we just jump on the phone, I should say, and dive deep into your own health goals, your health and weight goals, and I can show you how I can take you from where you are now to where you'd like to go. And maybe you're feeling a little confused or a little stuck, maybe a little frustrated. These are all things that we can talk about and see what works best for you. So I'm going to hop off and continue with the rest of my day, but I hope you all have a very beautiful day and a wonderful weekend, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye, guys.